what a beautiful day this Sunday. Me deciding to go to work. They asked me to cover a shift for somebody and I said, yeah. I could have been at home doing nothing, but you know, it's always good to make a little extra cash for your pocket. It is a lazy Sunday afternoon though. I did kind of just want to lay around and barbecue and hang out with my family. But, gotta pay the bills. So on the other hand, I've been rocking this new Icon jacket. Well, it's not new, but it's new to me. It's the Icon Sanctuary. You know, it's a little bit of leather and a little bit of textile. Supposed to be the best of both worlds. And I actually like it. It's not too bad. It doesn't overheat you like a textile jacket would, and it doesn't keep you warm like a leather jacket would due to it's in the middle. So I'm really surprised how much air it really gives. I get a lot of wind that goes through this. So I would recommend, if you do live somewhere where it gets really cold, that you know you do keep missing neutral. There we go. Oh man. But yeah, I'd wear the liner if you live somewhere windy or somewhere that gets really cold, especially in the mornings. If not, you're gonna be struggling with the cold weather. But for an all-around jacket, it feels like a great jacket. It's light, not too heavy. You know, it doesn't feel like it's obstructing you in any way. And it's not an aggressive cut. So they kind of stayed away from the European sizing, which in my case, that's really good because I'm a bigger guy. But I do like the cut. It's more of a box cut than the Euro racing style. So that's gonna be a big plus for the bigger guys. Plus, I actually think it goes to 5X, so they get pretty big. But all around, good durable jacket. You know, sometimes I like to wear my vest, but now that I got this, I'm never that hot where I have to be in my vest. So this is actually a good jacket. You know, I would say 3/4 of the years it'd be good. As soon as it gets cold, you might either dress warmer or put something else on. Is this guy trying to race me? Let's see, is he gonna follow me? I don't know why he wanted to speed up so hard on me. One of my GoPro batteries ended up dying, and can't really get it to charge anymore. That sucks. bike riders, you know, if you don't scan ahead enough, you get yourself stuck into a situation where everybody slams on their brakes. And you know, if you're not there to make the quick adjustment, you know, you're gonna have a real fucked up day. You're either gonna hit another car, or you're gonna try to swerve and take yourself out. Which either way, you know, you don't want to go either route. That's something, you know, is the worst fear, at least for me. Especially when I first started riding. You know, I was one of those riders that are like, oh, I got a motorcycle. You know, didn't take the MSF course. Just went and took the written test, got my permit, and I was like, here we go. And I decided to buy a motorcycle. Not only that, but it was a TLR V-Twin 1000. And I thought, I was like, alright, you know, it was pretty cheap, so I figured, you know, let's get it. But not knowing, you know, the knowledge I know now, my first week I had it, you know, I didn't get on the freeway. I was taking the streets most of the time. My second week, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go on the freeway. And that was a mistake, because I almost crashed. I almost crashed really hard into the center divider. I was coming on a roundabout on the freeway, and I didn't know how to make my turn tighter. What I did was I let off on the throttle because I felt like I was going too fast, and I kept going wider, and I was like, oh my god, I can't believe this. I'm gonna crash, and I just got this bike, and you know, my experience and my knowledge wasn't up to par to even be on the highway. But I was, I don't know what you want to call it. I guess I was a knucklehead. I wasn't going to say stubborn, because I thought I can do it when a lot of people were like, hey, you need to be careful. I was like, man, I'm fine. You know, previously to buying my motorcycle, I only had about an hour or two on a CBR 600. And I was just riding around the city. And I was like, yeah, I'm not having a hard time. It's actually pretty easy. And that's why I decided to get my own bike. But man, was I wrong. As soon as I got my own bike, you know, after my second week on the freeway, getting real scared, I stayed off the highway for a while. And I got a little more experience. So I stayed off the highway, I learned a little more. About 5-6 months later, I decided, oh, you know, my skills are getting better. I think it's time to be an idiot and go race up in the mountains. And that was another mistake. Not even doing the proper turns and all that, but I should have studied the course, which is all the turns. Like, there's always bench right here before I turn, you know, looking for key marks. And that's something I didn't do. I just went up there and I tried to run it blind, not thinking about the consequences. And, you know, I ended up crashing. I would like to say it wasn't a bad crash, but I did break 8 bones in my wrist. Because I did high side. I was trying to keep up with guys that were better riders than me. And, you know, on the twisties they would pull away. But I had the power to catch up on the straight line. So, straight line, I was fast. Curves, they were pulling away. And, you know, I had decided I said, I'm going to take this curve, you know, coming in hot, and I'm sure I can take it. Was I wrong? You know, I used the survival instincts, which is one of the horrible things you can do. I came in hot, I had a bad line, and I pumped the brakes, and then when I turned, I was about at just before the apex, I decided to give it throttle, and I hit gravel. And once my tire spun, and I started losing traction, that was it. Once my tire caught and I actually got traction in that corner, I high-sided over the left side and got thrown into the mountain. So that was one thing that I'll remember and I'll never want to do again. Doesn't matter what size of bike you're on, you know, any bike can be dangerous without the proper knowledge. Any bike. Bicycle, you can get hurt if you don't know what you're doing. You know, it's just when you're on a motorcycle, it actually amps up the risk. And you know, it's better to be 100% aware when you're riding. I don't recommend drinking or smoking, because that's when you think you could make a turn that you can, or let me split these two cars, and there's really not that much room for you. And you know, if you were sober, you would have never tried it, but since you're drinking, you're like, you know, I can make it. So that's one thing that you shouldn't really want to do or try, is, you know, riding impaired. It's not smart at all. I usually don't like to jump in the front right here next to 18-wheeler, but I'll take in front of them. And another thing that's scary for me is intersections. Man. Intersections is a big scary thing. There's been you know, not too long ago there was a scare I had when my battery actually wasn't working right on my GoPro, and I didn't know it was a faulty battery. At the next intersection, I had a green light, so I was coming in kind of hot, not speeding, but you know, enough speed that it was going to be hard for me to stop if somebody jumped out in front of me. So I had a feeling that the car that's in front of me, on the making the left-hand turn on the other side, I seen him start creeping out, so I slowed down. I said, you know what, I'm not even gonna try it, because if I do try and he does hit me, it's gonna be a real bad day. So I seen him go just like that, and I started red bombing and flicking my high beams, and the car behind him, just like that truck, decided to go too. Now that truck almost, it wasn't a truck, it was actually a Benz. It was a Mercedes-Benz. And if that Mercedes, you know, luckily I was able barely to maneuver. I locked up my brakes, my back tire came up a little bit, and I had swerved just a little bit to the left, which gave me just about, I was about 2-3 feet from actually hitting his trunk. And I thought I was gonna flip over the back of his trunk, and I was just like, God damn it, I have to call off to work. I just, you know, ruined my bike. Hopefully I don't get hurt. Hopefully my knees are okay once I get up from this crash. I was thinking 100 and something things a second in that short amount of time. And once I got to work, man, that's when my chest just started hurting. I was like, holy shit. Felt kind of like an anxiety attack. It was a really close call that kind of, well, startled me really good. And that's why I'm saying, you know, it's better not to ride impaired and be in your right mind. know, maybe if I was drunk, I would have probably been like, hey, it's my turn, and shot through and been like, hey, you wait your turn, and, you know, could have lost my life. All because I wanted to drink a few beers when I knew I was in a bad situation because I was on my bike. So, you know, I'm not gonna say you can't do what you want to do. I'm just recommending.